I think really, just looking at the game, probably the things that I thought stood out most were we talked about the three takeaways for 21 points. The offense was able to turn into 21 points. We talked about trying to get these things in bunches. We were close, and so our defense was able to do that, and that was all in the first half. So we were able to get out to an early start. And then really second half, it didn't, we wanted to come out with a fast start, and we weren't able to score. However, offensively, man, we took up 6.5 minutes. We go all the way down there, and we end up, we get sacked, but then, man, we punt, and Fox pins them there on the 10-yard line. Defense, makes a stop. They punt back. We move, and we start playing the field position battle. And Fox is able to kick another one 55 yards. We get the ball back at the 50, we score, and that was at the very beginning of the fourth quarter. So where that game was at, man, we took, though we want points, we want to be better. We were able to control that third quarter and not really let them get going on the other side of the ball. So I thought those really stood out. Hutch had a hell of a game. He really showed up. He's a force in there. Goff played really well. Montgomery played really well. And Fox played really well on special teams. And then just some other guys we noted. Alex was really good for us. Certainly Jerry Jacobs. Josh Reynolds showed up. And he's been showing up, in critical situations. He's one of those guys. And with where we're at depth-wise, we're needing guys to step up. And he's kind of the one who's, man, every time we need somebody, he's making plays for us. So thought that was one of the best games Frank's played in a long time, and he's been playing really good. Sewell played well. Craig Reynolds got his first tug, dependable player. And then special teams was Germ, Rodrigo, and Pitt. So a lot of good efforts out there. Good win. We got a lot to clean up. Questions?
Obviously, the news was out there about E-Man. Can you confirm that this is another ACL situation we're looking at?
It is. It's unfortunate, but we just got confirmation on that a little bit ago, and so that's hate it for him, and it's frustrating. Put all that work in, and and then this happens on the other one. So, but just knowing him and knowing the way he works, this will sting for a little bit, and then he'll go back to work, and then he'll come back and be ready to go when the time is right.
There's one more on the injury front. Jonah, another offensive lineman in a boot. What's he dealing with? What's the concern level there?
Yeah, obviously he's a little tender today, and those are always hard. You're taped up, and he's able to finish the game, and then when you take the tape off, you get some swelling in there. So it's just a matter of how much we can get all that down, the swelling, the pain, and what he can deal with. So it's hard to say right now.
Could Vide have played yesterday if you needed him? He didn't get in on this one, but if Jonah can't go, it seems like that would be best option for you.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We got a few, and yeah, Vitae, if needed, we felt like he could have gone in there and helped us a little bit. But between Graham, Yodi's playing pretty good, been doing pretty good on scout team, so we've got some options there. Sorsdahl as well. So I feel like the interior line is where we feel pretty good about our options right now.
How about your secondary? You've taken some hits, obviously, with CJ and now Mosley, two guys that you signed this offseason to be starters. But you talked about this a little bit Friday, about the depth that you have and some of the guys that are coming back. It seems like you're still, as bad as those things are, you're still in a decent spot to have.
Yeah, I would say those guys it's a pretty smart group back there, and they've learned how to work with each other. And there again, having Cam Sutton, has helped tremendously. Just with, he's a guy that we got a lot of faith, a lot of trust in. We can play multiple schemes with him, and so he's been kind of our steady guy over there. And then Jerry's been playing really good now for 3 weeks. And then getting Kirby back, who will get even better as he goes through coming back from this hip. And Tracy's always been a smart guy for us. So we got a real smart, productive group back there, and they're a bunch of reliable guys, you know, and they're tough. They're all tough. So, yeah, and Iffy stepped up and did some good things for us when Kirby was down. So we do feel like we still have some depth there. And when those guys have been called to, you know, to help us out, they've done a good job. I thought Will did some really good things at nickel yesterday, you know, and Will's another guy for our scheme and for what we like to do with the nickel. He fits really well, and he's a physical guy. He's reliable. He's smart. That's why he's here, man. There's just a lot of jobs he can do for us.
Might still have another week, or
Yeah, it's tough to say. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, basically today it was like, look, it looked a little bit better, but you know, a couple of things here or there when he moves a certain way, going this direction, you know, it's still. So it's just tough. It's how quick can he heal?
Hey Dan, yesterday we saw several examples of guys on the team, like I think it was when Craig scored his first touchdown, Marvin grabbed the ball and then Monty hugged him and received him. Guys rooting for each other, guys supporting, cheering. Is that chemistry? Is that a byproduct of the winning, or is it kind of by design that you have guys like that on this team? But it seemed like everybody else too was so thrilled for Taylor Decker.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things here, and I said it from day one, man, it's, you know, you're looking for guys that certainly you feel like can produce in this league, can help you, you know, on the football aspect, the production aspect. But man, we're looking for guys that endear themselves to their teammates. That's like kind of that's part of my core belief, ours, man. I want guys in here that people want to fight for, and you do anything for, because that guy lays it on the line every freaking practice, every game, and I feel like that's the kind of guys we have here. The guys that were here when we got here, that we've retained. There's a number of those. You just mentioned Decker, and then the free agents we brought in, the guys we've drafted, and I just think that's a big part of it.
One more injury. One, Pascal and Dorsey are eligible to come off their injury list this week. Are either of those guys close enough to start the clock on?
You gave me Pascal, Dorsey, and who was the other one?
Just Dorsey, those two.
Yeah, those two. Yeah, I would say they're both close. And if I was going to pick one, it'd probably be Dorse before Pascal, but they're both really, really close. I mean, Pascal's close too. So.
And your rookie class has been so impactful. We talk about it almost setting unrealistic expectations for first-year guys. Jack's playing about 50% of the snaps, maybe not having some of that major obvious impact that Sam is having. Or where's Jack? Where are you looking for more growth from him as the season progresses?
Yeah, look, I think Jack's about to get a little bit more. So I think with that, more opportunities is going to be more growth for him. He has quiet production, and I mean that in a good way. I mean, I'm telling you, every week he just gets a little bit better. And now we're playing him in base. We weren't able to play a lot of base the other day, but he's playing the Sam for us now, a role that wasn't entirely what we envisioned with him when we got him. But I mean, it's hard to keep him off the field when you feel like he can set an edge, he can rush a little bit, he's smart, he can cover, but yet he's still a stack backer for us. And so I think his reps are going to go up a little bit here. So his growth will come with more opportunities, but he's right where he needs to be right now. I mean, we're really pleased with him.
He's seeing some things situationally maybe he didn't see at Iowa. The touchdown that he gave up is probably a good example, right? Not seeing a whole lot of that fake blocking off the edge. How valuable are those reps for him to see things that he's not seeing?
They're invaluable. That's tough. Look, when you get down there, and absolutely, look, it's something he's still got to be on it, and he'll learn from it. But it's, before you even get there, what you'd say is, well, don't let him down there, because it's tough when you're able to get down on the one, and you have the run, play pass at your disposal. It's tough in there defensively, but yeah, he'll learn from that. That was his first on the edge, true action pass down that tight, but. Listen, we're pleased with where he's at and his growth, and he's just going to continue to get better and better.
I know wins are kind of the bottom line, right? You'll take him good, bad, ugly, whatever. But what do you think it means to win with, I don't know, like the creativity you have on offense with the fake plays, the willingness to push the envelope on fourth down special teams, even the flair on defense, like sacks and turnovers? Like, what does that mean to players here and others across the league, others watching?
Well, I just think for our players, they're so used to that's who we are. You know, that they understand that's part of our identity, and we'll always be known, in my opinion, as a tough team. We should be a tough, physical team, offense, defense, special teams. But if you're just tough and you're just physical and you have no creativity, you're not going to do anything with it. You'll bang away, but I think that gives you just a little bit of an edge. And look, it's a little bit. I watched San Fran last night, man. It's one of the reasons San Fran, I think, is so. Shanahan's done an unbelievable job, but those guys are physical, tough, and man, very creative in the run and pass game, and that's what makes them so difficult, I think. And they play outstanding defense. So, but I think our guys have come used to that, and that's what I want. Is that look, if we're going to go for it on fourth, nobody's batting an eye. There's not pressure. This is part of what we do, and this is just another play for us to convert. And and when we dial up some of the plays that we dial up, a little bit of the smoke and mirror plays. Our guys know we've repped them enough to where they figure it out. You give them multiple looks, you keep repping it, and they've done it enough to where they'll make it right. No different than our punts. We do enough of this stuff on our punt team where we fake, where Germ knows the looks. Our guys they understand, and you feel very confident about it.
Very fundamental with a lot of that, but the fun element too. Like, how much of that do you think plays into the hype? The belief that people have in this team just nationally, that they like to see you play too, the way you play that style.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's fun. I know our guys enjoy it. They have a good time. I mean, when they're able to, do something a little bit out of the norm, I think that they enjoy it. And then I know it's a lot of eye candy out there, but I don't,
Physicality's still at the heart of it, I guess, too.
It's always going to be the heart of it, because that's what I think sets up all that other stuff, That's the, hey, look here, and then
Quick question, when you're watching that game last night as a coach, is it hard not to kind of watch and say, hey, we could match up with them?
Yeah, I know. I think it for me, it puts everything in perspective. Look, we got a long way to go. It's a long season. We got Tampa coming up, but when you watch that, man, you see what it is. You see what it is, and so I think it gives you great perspective. It gave me great perspective watching them.
I do like San Francisco's flea flicker.
It's good. It's good. Look, that's been around. It's been around, so it's good.
Thanks, guys.
All right.